25, we're gonna board meeting. Roll call, please.
Trustees Jen. Here. William is absent. Nathan,
Here.
John,
Yeah.
Patrick,
Here.
Chris,
Yeah.
the president, Rick,
Here.
treasurer, Brenda. Here. Clerk, Lisa, I'm here. Deputy clerk, Erica. Here. Public Works Supervisor, Brett.
Here.
Parks lead, Brody.
Here.
Attorney, Mark.
Yes.
And engineer, Matt.
Here. All right, on the consent agenda tonight, there are 4 items. The first item is being stricken from the agenda. It was not put on there with enough notice to be voted on this evening, so we will put that off for 2 weeks. So on the consent agenda tonight, there are only 3 items. We'll start with item 2. Item 2 is the July 22nd, 2025 Administrative Board meeting minutes. Item 3, bills payable warrant list dated August 22nd, 2025. For a total of $629,204.04. And item 4, outside meeting pay for elected officials, total of $100. At this time, do any of the board members wish to remove any of those 3 items for further discussion?
Yes, I do. How about you?
Welcome, William.
Sworn in.
We gotta call him in.
Okay.
Williams here at 6:04. Call him in.
Trustee William,
Here.
What do you want to remove? All of them. Okay,
Fair enough.
we'll take them individually.
The first one doesn't matter to me.
All
We're
right,
skipping that one, right?
yep. Motion and a second.
We're just doing them each single candidate this way, so we're not making them all until it comes. We don't make them into a thing, so it's just approval of number 2, July, consent agenda item number 2, July 22nd, 2025, administrative board meetings.
You gotta make a motion to approve it.
Oh, I'm sorry, make a motion to approve consent agenda item, do I just leave that part out then altogether?
It's not, it's just not.
July 22nd, 2020. Board meeting minutes. Second.
Nathan makes a motion to approve the July 22nd, 2025 Administrative Board meeting minutes. John seconds. Discussion on the minutes.
Did everybody have a chance to read them all?
No. I got about 2 paragraphs and I found a bunch of formatting and grammatical errors and I stopped. Therefore, I don't want to.
Sorry, I'm not an English major, so I just read what it says, and if I can understand it, I'm all right with it. Might be the worst writer I know. I'm saying.
Any further discussion?
Grammatic errors aren't a necessity to remove it or to not approve something, correct? Is it not legally binding because of an error?
There is no, there are no rules. The minutes are designed to be a recap of what happened. You guys can decide if it sets forth what happened.
The paragraph essentially made it hard to understand the intent of the action and conversation the board took.
Okay.
Therefore, I've struggled to understand what transpired myself.
Maybe that's why I was okay with it, because I was here for that one. That's what I said, so I kind of understood it. No, I'm just saying. I would understand if you weren't here. I was here. You weren't?
Yeah.
Frank, what? All right.
Maybe you don't know the minutes that well.
Hey, I just read this over myself. I came in a little early so I can try and get through.
I would just suggest vacation so they can be reviewed.
If there, so the, there's been a request to table, if that's seconded, and, that takes precedent over the pending. motion.
I'll second Williams.
All right, so William makes a motion to table the Administrative Board meeting minutes. John seconds the July 22nd, 2025 Administrative Board meeting minutes. John seconds. We still have to vote on that?
Yes,
Roll call or
Well, the motion is to table.
to table?
to table.
Everyone knows you're
So
voting.
voting on the motion to table.
Yes.
Roll call.
Patrick,
Yes.
Chris,
No.
Jen. Yes. William,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
They are still tabled for 2 weeks, so we can get those clarified.
All right, I'll do this again. I make a motion to approve bills payable warrant list dated August 22nd, 2025, totaling $629,204.04.
Nathan makes a motion to approve the bills payable warrant list dated August 22nd, 2025, for a total of $629,204.04. Patrick seconded. Discussion.
I have the same concern. Lack of ability to review. Prior to approval.
So are you making a motion to table this one also?
Just discussing.
That's my concern.
Yeah, I didn't really go over it. I just quick glanced at it. I don't know if I had enough time either.
Well, can I say something?
Sure.
Well, the bills are kind of time sensitive, yeah, they're recurring bills. So it's big amount because of the reason.
Sure, Fisher
For the
and
projects.
Fisher and the other excavator, or Martin, they're the big one, right?
Martin, Fisher, and Stenstrom.
Instead of
There you go.
Yeah, so I had 3 checks on this payable.
and everything else.
Any further discussion? Roll call on passing it.
John,
No.
Patrick,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
William,
No.
Nathan,
Yes.
Motion passes at 6:10. Last item.
I make a motion for outside meeting pay for elected officials totaling $100.
Second.
Nathan makes a motion to approve outside meeting pay for elected officials for a total of $100. John seconds.
That was my outside meeting with Erica regarding the water and how the water stuff was handled within the village. Being that I moved to that committee, that was the purpose of that outside meeting.
Everybody feel like that adequate time to review that?
Okay.
I do.
I'll look at it right now.
Roll call, please.
Nathan,
Yes.
John,
Yeah.
Patrick,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
William,
Yes.
That passes at 6:11. Item D is not needed. We did not run down the consent agenda. Under me this evening, there is a resolution that I cannot make a motion on.
Let's keep going. I'm making a motion for approval of resolution number 25-45, authorizing donation of property to IDOT to facilitate gateway subdivision route 72 improvements.
Second.
Nathan makes a motion to approve resolution number 25-45. John seconds. Any discussion?
Why do we gotta give it to them?
Because they already took all the money. Now they just want land.
No, I'm asking.
No, it's not transferring it to them.
No, I did that.
That this is the drainage strip.
Well, this is the drainage strip?
This is where the strip along the south side of 72 and 87.
Okay.
We are conveying that there are some of the purpose of that way, and that needs it.
Oh, they they need the right of way to facilitate constructing the drainage along their ditch and.
So I would have thought they already had the right of way as, in fact, if they're responsible for that, for the route, so.
Beyond.
Fine.
Actually. Yeah, one,
Wondering how, yes. And
But that makes sense.
if it helps just a way of background, this is a strip that was owned by the Tices, flipped to the village for no
And now we're putting
condemnation.
it back to the.
I
Yes.
just, this is easier than we just tonight.
That's what.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that part of Portsmouth done.
Any further discussion?
I'm just gonna give you my blanket statement for the night. All the resolutions, anything going to be approved, I'm not gonna support. I'm not able to read any of it. The report back to come out of water losses. And I tend to be one of the few that read everything.
And
William,
No.
Nathan,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
passes at 6:13. I have, 2 weeks ago, we had Mike Mudge here about solar for the wastewater. It did not make the agenda this week, which Mike was kind enough to call me today and point out that he did not see it on there. I've asked Mark what we can do, with that, and Mark has an idea.
So, as you know, the Open Meetings Act, prevents the board from taking final action on something that's not on the agenda. However, in a time-sensitive situation like this, if there is you certainly are able to discuss this, anything else, whether it's on the agenda or not. If there is a general consensus that the village wants to go forward on this item, and that sentiment is delivered to the mayor, we could sign off and then ratify it at the next board meeting with a formal vote that cleans it up. I don't know a tremendous amount about this particular item, so I shouldn't be the discussion on substantively what it is. So, but if somebody else wants to do the heavy lifting on that, and there's a general sentiment to go forward, we can sign and then ratify at the next meeting.
The solar at the wells
Well, I
wastewater.
just wanted to make sure that,
Yeah.
that's solar that we were very confused on with that last time. But, know that I feel a little more
Well,
understanding than.
William and I weren't here for that, so.
Mike, do you want to give a recap?
Sure.
We got the opportunity to, join some community solar gardens, the coming online, soon. And, that's where the time festival about, bottom line, it's worth about $5,200 a year to the village for the pumping and wastewater treatment accounts. Over the life of the solar farm would be about $126,000 of value. There's no investment on behalf of the village. We won't have to provide any land or do anything else like that. It's just solar fund in Illinois is collected on everyone's comment bill. And it's just, in my opinion, it's going to get some of that money back and back to the village. So, questions?
What was that dollar amount you just said? It seems different than the one you told us last.
$5,200 a year. And that's based on the usage from each account and how many panels are assigned to each of the pumping accounts. And overall value over 20 years, $126,000. It's 93, approximately.
And with what you just said, we are locking into a contract for 20 years with you.
They want at least 5 years, and after 5 years, if the village wants out, we find another subscriber that wants to backfill in, there's no issues.
How can we enter into an agreement longer than the term of the city president? I thought we were capped on that mark.
So I'm looking at the agreement, which was reviewed by Dan Bola of our firm. I didn't review it myself. I'm looking to see the durations to see if it lines up. In the energy context, this is I don't know what was just said, but this is a 20-year after the project COD. What's COD stand for?
I'm not sure.
It's 20 years after the project COD, so I don't know what project COD is. You are allowed in Illinois law in certain contexts to extend beyond the time of the sitting board, and I will defer to the reviewer on this, that the solar energy field is such an arrangement. I can tell you that it's been reviewed by the firm. The version that was sent over to the village reflects some red line changes. I don't frankly know if they went back to US Solar or not. I'm just copied on the transmission, so I can't. I know that's sort of unsatisfactory.
Why would US Solar give us $5,200 for nothing?
It's a savings of,
It's the same number it was 2 weeks
It's a
ago,
what?
52.
yeah. I was trying to remember, I thought, didn't you forward something on to us about this, or did you not forward anything on to us? I'm driving a hard time finding it right now.
What Mike sent me, I sent out to all of you when we were talking 2 weeks ago.
Right, and if I remember correctly, on the paperwork, it's something like 4,600, so it's a little bit different than the dollar amount that he had in there. And I don't know.
All we got is certified.
So,
So what we're doing is we're joining
Maybe it was just the
the
survey.
community solar program that we offer our residents for cheaper, much like the solar farm that's going in there.
okay,
My understanding of this, and correct me if I'm wrong on any part of this, is that you've gone out, you've done your due diligence, you found us a great deal by finding a couple of these community solar programs to give us a better rate than what we would normally be getting. That savings then passed on to us at a rate of roughly 50 to 100 or something like that, you just said roughly a year. And then obviously as prices go up through the things, we would exponentially be saving dollars ever since then. The unfortunateness of this is it's a 20-year contract. Supposedly we have a 5-year opt-out. I didn't see that, and I'm not really good at reading contracts. That's not my.
I have an issue.
My profession. So, I'm unclear of how we can get out of that in 5 years. I don't know what hoops or if there's penalties that are associated with that, that go forward on that. So I just, after last meeting, we tabled this because I personally didn't feel comfortable and some of the other board members didn't feel comfortable getting into an agreement with this. And I still don't. So that's
Mike-
my opinion.
correct me if I'm wrong, what you said is a 20-year agreement, we could get out in 5 years, if the village wanted out, and you could find somebody to backfill it. So if they can't find somebody to backfill it, we're still
We're still responsible for the subscription agreement. The 20 years, in my opinion, we don't count. The 20 years holds that discount rate for the village. More of a village than it's the solar garden. The existing sites that, from experience, the existing sites that are already built and are out there. Sometimes the customer moves or social business, something like that, that'll go sell. And those get subscribed in.
at least now they. When it's really new.
When it's still.
Not worried, I don't like that clause. Alright. Opinions?
I mean, I don't know enough about it, but I don't think I'd be in favor, even if I read the entire thing, because that's not a risk I want to take for a small reward.
I mean, especially considering the community solar programs that he even offered aren't even the ones that are in our bank. So I'd really like to see if he made a deal with the one that's in our property, on our, within community lines, or property here. The community, our area here, the brand new farm that's going down. So, I mean, and the 20-year again. So,
That may or may not go up to you.
sure, right?
Based on anchor tenants and how they describe it.
I wish I had a crystal ball to see the future, but I don't, so I have to go off to my gut. Which
You give us 100% nuclear power?
So Mike, I've already got a majority saying that they're not interested.
Just one last thing. What we're looking at tonight was a resolution that would allow the village president to sign an agreement, an approved agreement with the solar company. There's no more, no less. If the agreement doesn't get approved,
Well, again, they're not even interested in pursuing it, so we're done at that point.
okay, no problem.
All right, thank you for coming.
See y'all then.
Thank you.
All right, last thing I received a phone call today. We get these occasionally, people talking about their taxes. It's always a fun one. I was trying to get the guy's property pulled up and walk him through where the tax bills and such are. And what's the taxing bodies, but I got an F-bomb to me and I got an F-bomb to the village and they ended the phone call. But just for the public's, based on this individual's taxing bodies, there are 9 taxing bodies within the village of Davis Junction. Davis Junction falls 5th. Technically, there's only 8 taxing bodies because Rock Valley College is in there twice. one's above us and one's right below us. So they actually come in fourth. We are 3.2% of the village's tax rate on this specific individual's property. Literally 3.2%. In this case, it was an entire $113.79 that me and the village got F-bombed over. Whereas 68% still goes to the school district. And that's we talk a lot about the two highest ones being the fire district and the school district. They are not. The school district is the highest at 68.2. Ogle County comes in at 8.2. Then Linscott Rock at 5.7. And again, we're way down at 3.2. So this individual also just happens to have in the past 3 years had their taxes drop from 2022 to present $635.38 already. I'm not.
This person did
Their taxes dropped from 2022 to 2023, they dropped 577, and 23 to 24, they dropped, 21 to 22, they dropped.
I'd like to.
I'm guessing that the assessment that was done at that time.
Yeah.
Of the property.
So, I mean,
That they.
again, for the public, I'm not gonna say the person's name, that'd be rude, but I was trying to walk this individual through the fact that we are not the major taxing body in this area.
Never probably.
This opening the door to discuss more of that.
I'm willing to, because it's easy to do. As long as they hang on the phone long enough before they hang up. All right, we'll move on. Anything on a FOIA report?
Any questions on the FOIA report?
I think it's the old one. You didn't touch on suicide.
Yeah, it's in there too. Both of them are,
Yeah, just,
both of them are in there.
okay.
I'll keep going. It's down there.
And that's all I have.
All right, no questions, moving on, Brenda?
I don't have anything right now.
Right.
I'll just save my stuff for, the committee, a rainy day.
Rowdy?
Just wanted to give some kind of update. As far as I know now, I'll get into it a little bit more, but I just got some pictures I wanted to share with you all. That way you can kind of see how the project's going along and everything. Obviously they're out there working every day, so.
I get the pictures in.
Stensford's been great to work with so far. Sean, Joel, everybody involved has been great, so just so you guys are aware. They've been done great to every ask and change and question you've had, so.
All right, before we move on to Matt, I did want to remind you, just something that was said before the meeting started. I've asked Lisa, today she was waiting on a resolution from the attorneys to get here before she sent out the packet. I've asked her in the future to make sure she send out whatever she has, and she can always send out the resolution later on if it pops up. But in the future, we will be getting the packets earlier than waiting for one item. Matt?
All right, project status report, first page kind of quiet with, those three projects there. Second page, plat 10, street and ditch inspections. We did one for 1004 Whitetail and 1103 Frosty Morning. The ditch slopes, driveway culvert, they look good, but it's still early on in the construction, so none of the sod has been put down. So we've got to, once all that's done, we can inspect the sod, recheck the grades, make sure everything is good for accepting. The Gateway subdivision project, kind of broke it into contract 1, contract 2 there. For contract 1, the roadway right away, they also said the rough grading has been kind of completed on that, along with the detention pond and drainage swale on the south side of the property. The sanitary sewers in and pressure tested, and the manholes vacuum tested. Still waiting on doing the manhole testing on the sewer. Most of the water mains in the subdivision right away up to the state right away, but then we've got to get underneath the state right away with the boring once they finalize the permit and stuff there. And most of the storm sewer is in, the large diameter is in, and they're working on the 18-inch storm sewer. Lot 1 improvements, contract 2, they've got a lot of that's a site kind of leveled up and stone, and then once we get the access permit and everything finalized, we'll probably see a lot more activity on there, probably getting the foundation in and stuff for the building, so. And then, pay request, they'll have on here, pay request 2's been submitted to village, so. The park project, the outlet grant project, kind of a long list, I can go down through it, but it looks like they're working on a little bit on every component of the project and stuff there, so they've got, the asphalt, path removals, kind of completed, working on the baseball, Diamond 4 baseball fields, rough graded, and piping under drain installed, bleachers and dugout, slabs been poured, fitness station, curb fabric, aggregate base completed, and equipment's been delivered. Splash pad, the water line is, been run to the cabinet, with cabinet foundation, base, and pads completed. Storm sewer has been completed for the water feature. The fishing pier, the piles, concrete abutment, steel are completed with the decking railing installed, with the decking and railing installation still pending. The shelter and restrooms, now water service, electrical work's ongoing, and the drain tile, has been, rerouted for the foundation. Concession stand building addition, electrical work, continues. And then, finally, the, Diamond 4, the east path and pond path have been rough graded, but they haven't put the aggregate base on yet. And pay request as 1 has been submitted. It sounds like they're working a little bit on the component.
Do you want to throw up those pictures?
Yeah.
Just to follow up with Pat said real quick, that way you guys can see what he was just describing. So yeah, obviously there's one of our connecting paths that'll go around Diamond 4 on the pond. Nothing too crazy there, just a pretty rough grade. This will be where the new bathroom and pavilion, or 2 bathrooms and pavilion and utility room will go. Again, this is where the drain tile issue was ran into, as well as the electrical reroute. So that's obviously been all handled now. They're pretty much digging for the foundation out there. This is Diamond 4. The foot of water that we're looking at is the warning track. So it'll be facing the pond, the outfield will be. But as far as, rough grade and stuff, they've done a good job out there. It looks like a diamond. Another one of the connecting paths there. This is just another picture of the bathroom and pavilion foundation. They got it cut out. These were all pictures from yesterday. So this is as of yesterday, end of day. This is another connecting path that'll connect to the one that goes up around Diamond 4. Obviously another asphalt path that goes through there. Just another connecting path. Diamond 4. This is the splash pad that's been all plumbed and about halfway backfilled. I believe they just dropped off some more to finish backfilling that pretty soon here. Another connecting path, that's the one to Diamond 4 from the direct path. Just another picture of the bathrooms. This is their progress on the fishing pier. So pretty much besides that, they're gonna use the decking board. Respect and should look good from there. Looks good so far at least. These are the concrete aprons for the bleachers that go all the way around the diamonds. They look great out there. I can't wait to see the rest of them and everything. So it'll look really good out there behind the diamonds. All that. Yes. Just another picture of that, along with dugout pads that are obviously on each side, like with our diamond temple. And just another protected path of the for bathrooms.
What are the chances that, I probably know the answer. The new paths that are going in and getting rerouted with new asphalt. We're just gonna butt it up against 20-year-old asphalt.
Yeah, for right now, they're definitely in the scope of at least 10-year. Places.
The current ones are,
The current ones are about that, even the spring.
they call it pump when you run it
Yeah.
with your trips.
Yeah, that's
So
You're just old.
it wasn't when I was running out there.
No, I agree, no, they are.
They've been driven on too many trucks, they're running.
They're bad, I agree. And but it'd be a lot of money to replace them.
Yeah, I thought we built a quote using that, for that was for the rec that today, for it was like just that wall was like $600,000.
I wanna say today it was over 1 million, I think we redid it when we were spending stuff
I actually thought that was gonna be part of this, but
with that, that's correct, but it was really expensive. So that's why it's not on this part of the project, plus with all the construction going on, it doesn't really make sense to.
No, pretty sure did the entire 10 acres for about 160.
Well,
That was excavating, that was earth moving, that was trees, that
how
was.
many years ago was it?
anything tree
The same.
is, and then again, free
Well, you saw that was also the junction rec.
inflation,
That
yeah.
was rough, well, that was just what. Forward.
It'd be $500,000 to $1 million. For that matter. But when we're all done, all the money we have, we can look back.
That should be about.
John's gonna donate.
Oh, there is the last thing should be, that's the where the workout station's going. So obviously the same location as the old one, where there'll be turf with some updated equipment. I just a picture of the aprons.
Mhm.
And that was your.
I like the bathrooms.
Privacy.
That was. It's like, that's what right. Stand square squat.
Yeah.
All right, the only last item is the water treatment plant filter project. We did work with Gas Motor. We did find a facility. They did a similar rehab in Batavia, and they haven't reached back out to me. They're trying to schedule time so we can go in there and take a look at their facility and the rehab and talk to the operators. So
You're going with that, Brett?
pardon?
You're going with that?
Yeah. So yeah. Yes, yes. I'll ask that question, yes. That's it for me.
Onward. Move on to reports of committees. Jen?
Right in.
Wow.
Yeah, keep me posted.
Oh, you talk, they were talking, sorry.
Oh.
I have nothing this evening.
William?
No emergency funding, but I was right.
Oh, God.
You will skip to. There's one quarter. We're with our asset management, handles our investment. I think it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been too long. Thanks for having me back up. The snow piece is killing me back here. I'm sitting on the wrong
What do you think Charles is here?
All right. We'll try to keep this brief, the agendas. I just had around copies of our report, and I think I have almost enough for everybody. I'll increase the count next time we get together. Turn to page 3. Give you a recap of the portfolio, and what you're looking at is as of July 31st, valuations. And you can see there's a verification at the top of the page. The majority of the assets are in U.S. Treasuries and certificates of deposit. Those are exchange traded CDs. It's not like you go to your local bank and buy a CD. They have a CUSIP. They trade actively with the buy and sell, and then you pick up some good yield there. The balance of the portfolio is scattered in large part between government agencies and some taxable municipal bonds that we've got in held in the portfolio. Cash flow review just below that, if you go all the way to the right, you go back to inception date, and I'll walk you through the math real quick. We funded initially in June 26, 2017. You put a total of $3,680,000 in the Schwab account. Dropping down the line item, you've had a little bit of price appreciation of $8,239. Interest income, $100 income of $585,187, a small change in accrual. We closed out July 31st at $4,272,238. So from day one, the village has made $592,000 and change in the portfolio. So meaningful, it's a little things over a long period of time can tend to add up. This year, just one comment to the left, so that's the first 7 months of this year. You know that number's 106,665. And if you think back when we began to work together, it was a very different interest rate environment than it is today. Much lower rates, and you had rates meander up. As the portfolio was turned over, you've seen the cash flow really step up, from a yield point of view in the portfolio. Flipping over to page 4, you have how I like this book, it shows you the quarter by quarter history. The oldest date at the bottom and newest at the top. But it was never a completely smooth ride, even though this is a very conservative, not flashy type of portfolio, if you will. But if you're looking at 2022 range, you can see some negative windows of time in there, and that's when the Fed was raising interest rates. Prices go down all in, and of course it has come back quite nicely since then. Page 5 gives you the key characteristics of the portfolio, and you'll note there's nothing longer than 2028 in terms of final maturity. And we're nicely laddered with a focus really out 12 months or so into 2026, which has been the most advantageous from a yield point of view in the portfolio. Though we are beginning to lengthen out just a little bit and continue to lock in some yield in just a minute. The green bar at the bottom, move all the way to the right, you'll see the yield maturity at 4.1%. So think of it this way, you've got an average maturity of about 1.5 years, give or take in the portfolio, maybe a little longer than that. If I don't do a darn thing, this portfolio, but just let it live its life, you're going to get 4.1% from July 31st going forward. By definition, will be your return. And that's not reality. Things come due, they mature, there's more activity than that. They give just kind of a benchmark on how you think about it. We do have pages 6 and 7 and 8. All the securities, I wouldn't dare read those to you. At the bottom of page 9, I will point out that green bar at the bottom, you see the 4.1% yield maturity. That 145,728, that's a snapshot of the portfolio today, and that's kind of a good benchmarking for the annual interest income on the portfolio. It's what's generating an actual cash flow beyond any price change in the asset. I put in the most recent quarter with the transactions. I know Brenda sees them in the statements when they come through. And then we do have our market commentary starting on page 14. And a couple of things that I will point out to you. Interest you might find, the stock market perspective, it doesn't impact what we do here. We're subject to the Public Funds Investment Act. We manage assets within that category. However, it's kind of a powerful little factoid, if you will. You can do this when you see some volatility. You look back 20 years over the S&P 500, the large cap U.S. market, the annualized rate of return has been about 10.7%. What happens when you start peeling out the best days from that window of time? And you take out the top 20 over 20 years, and that return drops to 3.6%. So it's not timing the market, it's time in the market is where your return comes from over time. More important to us is on page 16. And, where do we go from here? Anybody that, pays attention to the WBDM or the financial media, certainly hears all the scuttlebutt about the Federal Reserve, what's going to happen with rates, can the president fire the chairman? And he tried to fire a governor today, but that's being contested already. Regardless, the market is suggesting that, we do have rate cuts coming in the future. And if you see the Treasury yield curve in the middle part of page 16, that red line is where we closed out actually at the end of June. And you'll note that 1 month and 3 month and 6 month yield are still a little higher than when you look out farther in time to that 1 year, 2 year window. And that's discounting that the Treasury market is pretty efficient. That's discounting the fact that the Fed's likely to cut rates. Much has been said about normalizing, short-term rates, which by their definitions, 3.5% of the target. And that's what's built into some of the longer dated bond prices. Hugely volatile lately. As quick as we print this, it's out of date, depending on the economic news du jour that we see. But all in, you've got a nice clean little portfolio yielding you a little north of 4%, currently, and very risk managed, of course. And Other than that, we'll just keep doing what we do, sort of any, things to change in the world that would make us think differently. That's a quick update. I'd be glad to try to answer any questions for the group. I'm not known for being overly windy. My pleasure. I've been listening for.
Thank you.
Oh, good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, easy. Appreciate you.
We took 3.68 million and turned it into 4.27. That's why.
For how many years?
Eight years. Yeah, so, but we're in the highest interest rate at the moment.
Well, it's, you know, you can't put in anything speculative, so it's doing fine. Yeah, far as I'm concerned.
We're doing great right now, up to the point where we're gonna take it out.
The 4.1% and roughly, what were we getting on CDs before?
Well, it-
Half.
Yeah.
Right, so
It
was-
varies.
it was a great move to put it there. And what we made in the last 8 years, basically IDOT took over the last year and a half, so. The additional fees on our
I guess
project.
you said there's stuff that, invested out to 2028.
It is, it's pretty smoothly layered, William. And by the way, for the board's benefit, everything in here is liquid. There's nothing that we own that I couldn't buy today and sell tomorrow. It may be worth a little more, a little less that time, but it is completely liquid.
We would just sell it at the current market rate, whatever the day is.
If it's for that kind of stuff, and we do have a lot of, maturities coming up between 25 and 26. It was
So
so
we'll turn around and reinvest, right?
which we would.
Yeah, no problem.
As always, the important thing is that we communicate with the village for cash flow needs.
Right.
You know, see, I love that phone call, Tom. I got a piece of apparatus coming in 6 months. I'm gonna need $500,000 for that. Then we can plan for it, a little more.
We're gonna need about $2 million.
Yeah,
Pardon me?
We're gonna need about $2 million.
Give or take a million.
yeah.
To the extent, Brenda, you can give me a more of a timeline with that, then it's not that we can begin to accumulate cash to plan for that. And there's a couple ways to do it. Short-term rates, interest rates are in our favor right now. So between T-bills and purchase, high-end money market funds, you can do it in a very principal.
I think anything,
Stability.
below 9 months will probably be safe. Put yourself between 3, 6 and 9 months, or you can get yours.
Okay, we begin to accumulate those. Gotcha.
If I had to guess. But we can talk.
Okay, yeah, just give us some guidance and we'll plan for it for sure.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. We'll be here.
Thank you.
Rick and I met with Yvonne about a month ago.
Yep,
Their development extension agreement is about to expire.
next month.
The same, one of the same.
All right.
Yeah.
What are they? What parties are there?
They're all
They were both there. So married.
Wife took over.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It's all.
It's one family.
All right. Structs.
Newly doing the new construction, concrete still involved through the property ownership. Some people.
It's because the attorney that owns the land is still the country LLC. Ringville.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Their development agreement is coming due. We already gave them an extension. Like 10 years ago.
Yep, it's a 10-year extension.
Their current fees, water connection is 0. Sewer fees 5,000 and a settlement fee of 1,000. I think that's the impact fee or
Our
whatever.
house up to.
Yep.
Certain.
When the development agreement ends, they have to abide by the new fees that are in place for the village, which means we drop the settlement fee from 1,000 to 0. The water connection fee is 5,000 and our sewer fee is $8,350. So they're gonna go from 6,000 to $13,350.
That's insane.
They are arguing.
Well, okay, a little history. We set those rates way back when we still had the IEPA loan before the 2008 collapse. It was basically, they were building houses and selling houses incredibly fast. And we figured that based on that number, when we worked with Matt and our previous wastewater and water guy, the numbers we came up with would have effectively paid off our loan with the sale of all the houses that were.
All the lots.
Right. So once they were built, it would have paid off our loan. Well, we paid off our loan because the housing market collapsed in 08. And we've paid off the IEPA loan, and now they're asking for this.
They're asking for a bunch of things. There's like 6 or 8 of them. We kind of came to an agreement on a couple of them that were like ancillary. It's the cost. They're basically saying that they're gonna have to convert from building 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3-car garages down to a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1 or 2-car garage. To meet the price point of the retail market
Here.
in Davis Junction.
$300,000 a house for a pretty small house. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm sitting right in the middle of all the construction. Let me tell you, it's a pain. Because I have to listen to the hammering and all the rest of this stuff. None of those houses are 2-story.
Not contention is that when the price goes up, they're not gonna be able to make the price point they're even at now, which is higher than what existing homes is selling for. The existing homes are selling in the 250, 280 range.
Yeah, and I say that, well.
It's over 3. It's over 3.
Is it? Because honestly, most of them, you go in the history.
They're full of it.
I mean, I don't think we should.
Well, of course they're full. They're always a
roommates. So.
Yeah, no,
Well, here's the thing. If we cannot give them a cheaper price point than any other developer in the community.
Right, because of their own
lower
laws.
rates, village-wide. Their argument is if we don't lower, they're gonna start building smaller homes to reach the price point. But that's not what is driving the retail market.
Right.
For, they're claiming that,
they're already built. So I think that's
This is all over a 7350 different.
Yes.
on a $300,000 house. Yeah, okay.
What is there something you recommending that we, or are we just presenting?
presenting the information.
It's for discussion.
Yes. They're saying that the price point of Davis Junction should be some of the ballpark of 250.
And why are they selling for $300,000? And they're actually selling
Okay.
them.
So we can back, like William said, there were some things they were asking for. We talked in circles for an hour. And finally, I just asked them, what are you looking for?
And they,
So the certificate of occupancy timeline, they want to reduce the time to get a certificate of occupancy. According to them, they can get 2 to 3 days in other municipalities.
But was choose was because they weren't fulfilling.
It was.
We made that very clear.
We did. Who was here when the Thanksgiving couple came in?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
they actually brought that up as a point to support what they were saying, and I'm like, you screwed them.
And that, if I remember correctly, wasn't it they kept money in escrow?
Yep. So that's one thing. They want to change the inspection process. They think there's too many steps. Disagree with that too.
actually, with the new system and people that we have working, I think it's more streamlined and better system than it ever was. But go on.
Change and have Public Works do final place.
They wanted us to stop doing the rough grade inspection and
Right.
do the final sod inspection.
Right. We're like, again, we're not, but we said we would discuss it.
It sounds like they just need to sharpen their.
So that's the 4 items. The other one is the water and sewer.
To see in the other communities where they are building
They told us,
and to compare.
they did.
And don't build more homes there. From.
Yeah, they said they're building 1,800 square foot houses for 321,000.
Where?
Right here.
Oh, here?
That's what they're building now.
They're selling.
They want to go for 250 and just water stuff is gonna fix.
It's not.
Their housing market, existing homes are currently outselling new homes by a ratio of 2 to 1, primarily due to affordability. They're saying the average sale price of existing homes in the area is approximately 246. Excuse that.
I disagree with that.
New homes are averaging around 305 and remaining on the market longer. Affordability concerns due to the rising cost of material, labor, and fees. The average income required in Davis Junction to afford a new home will exceed 110,000. And they want us to, they are drafting a formal agreement that will outline sod maintenance responsibilities. Part of their issue that they have with us is the fact that all the other communities that they outline, and I'll find that list, but they all have enforcement mechanisms to hold the homeowner accountable. We do not have that mechanism. It's called the police department, and issuing ordinance violations and an adjudication process. We can't do it. Therefore, we hold the developer accountable before we issue a certificate of occupancy. That's the agreement we've had in place for 10 years.
Yes.
And they're claiming it's holding up the process.
Aren't they capped on the number of houses they can build in a given year?
Well, they,
I don't think they're.
They were originally 50. Yeah.
Why an issue to the school?
I asked them that too. I go, why is this something not built out? I go, it sounds like you stalled this project yourself to try to manage it over a course of 30 something years. He said the economy one thing, and then he said that the supply and demand isn't here in this market, which I like.
Well, and then he filed a knee on his one business and came back with a new name.
Well, and here, I don't see any house that's sitting for very long out there. I'm not on that side of the subdivision. Maybe we get a couple on my side, but I don't see.
There are some percent.
But they were built this year, right? It's not like they're lasting.
No, but there are, I mean, there are older homes, yeah.
So I jumped to realtor.com. There's a house, Golden Prairie 257,
An
Autumn.
existing house?
existing house, Autumnwood 275. Autumnwood 259. Whitetail new construction 326. Autumnwood looks like new construction 293.
Yeah, I mean, our houses in our neighborhood are going, they're lasting a day.
Yeah.
Frost, 2 on Frosty Morning 322. I think those are both new construction as well.
It was very nice of them to travel up from Florida to give us.
It was. Autumnwood 279. So we're seeing 270, 280.
Big Taylor,
Frosty Morning and Whitetail. Whitetail's over here, 1789. 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Or at least 5,000, they didn't pay anywhere near that. He's making a profit either way. I'm interested in capitulating to their demands.
yeah, because so if they're selling homes over $300,000, what's another $7,300?
That one's no way
Not
correct.
over 30. I mean, they're just gonna pass it down to the
Yeah,
client,
exactly.
to the homeowner eventually. So, I mean, couple bucks. If they were gonna increase building, if they were gonna do something else, I mean,
Well,
maybe we could talk something, but there's nothing that they're offering us other than they're gonna stay building.
he said it would help build more houses here. And again, I disagree with that as well.
I mean, how many?
It makes the house more profitable for them. The one for 257 on Autumnwood is 1,254.
You're saying it'll help them maintain their margin.
You know, and if I was them, I'd be arguing for it too.
Well, of course they would.
Where anybody else come down, they do the same thing.
But the poor little guy to my left is the one that brought up that Thanksgiving thing, and it just like, after the meeting, Rick and I looked at each other like, they screwed those people.
15.
No, that's all stopped for.
Let me take it back. There are. The building three here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rent stuff.
The basements were there. In some of them. Lumber.
Now, if anybody wants to build a home, then you have to see Mount Wonder and sit the one over here that's kind of shut down, or ours, or Oval Crossings. They're all gonna have to pay the
Their
same.
profit margin isn't our concern, so.
Not at all.
It's not.
I think we
I think we did talk about, we can speed up some internal controls,
Yep,
and some of the inspections, but
we're not having public works do great.
Adequately in the time frame that it's acceptable if they make phone calls like they're supposed to and they set up the timeline like they're
No.
supposed to be done.
We have 5 days to respond. Once they send the request in, and the lease, we've got 5 days to, do the ditch inspection and get our letter back to them.
and their argument is they're getting that done in 1 day, maybe 2 in other ones.
for them.
Now, we argued.
But that was written into the agreement, so.
I argued to them, I go, the reason we have the ditch inspection is because you are jumping lots. Right, go from here, 5 lots down, and then coming back 3 years later, therefore the grade is as erosion and effed up, so, yeah, we have to make sure it flows throughout the entire.
And
Otherwise,
probably if I go back through, at least 90 to 95% of the inspections have second inspections, third inspections on the ditch, so they were doing it right the first time.
We brought up photos of the roads and the sinkholes and the patches, all everything that we have to fix and repair, and we explained it to them, that when you don't do your grading, it erodes the road, the ditch, it cavitates or collapses the side of the edge of the road, which then we have to pay for, so. No,
Didn't we end up each time have to add something like where we added where they had to sod the ditch and then then they did the whole entire front yard or something like that?
They have to sod the front yard and the ditch.
Right. and
That was something else they were trying to get away with, sodding the ditch. And we're like, no.
Where
They had to,
We go back and redo,
yeah.
just
and they gotta maintain the water, they gotta maintain it for a year, and that's their other argument was watering it. Putting it on the homeowner versus country, and we said, we're not gonna go leverage the homeowner for a problem that is yours.
Yeah, because if the homeowner don't wanna water it, they don't have.
Right.
Well, and I
And
think,
that was where our recourse
Yeah.
was.
I think we had one homeowner that came to the board because he had a huge water and sewer bill, just they're out there watering, and he didn't realize that the
Yeah.
meter's running.
Sounds like there's no interest in it.
No.
absolutely.
So just to give you guys an idea, you asked Jen? Jen, in Burlington Way, 288. And that's 1,500 square feet. These are recently sold in the last month, it was 288, 299. 304, 292, 257. And 257 is new construction. I mean, it doesn't have garage doors on it.
Well, I'm sure it comes with,
I'm sure it was.
they're building smaller houses.
oh, fine, 1,300 out.
But that's what's sold in the last month is all in that range. So that's existing and new.
And whether or not we have to pay off the IEDA loan is irrelevant. We're still in the hole on.
Absolutely.
Water and sewer, so. Is that
The developer agreement's in place for a duration of time for a very specific reason, it protects them
right?
for the codes, their fees and everything else. They don't build in that 30 years.
Right.
That's not.
Well, and then, William and I discussed after the meeting, when we built our house, we built in '02. The house we built here is the same as lot 208 in Chicory Ridge up in Roscoe, Rockton, whatever the hell it is up there. That's where we found the house we liked, and we had that built here. And it was literally $60,000 cheaper to build it here. It was 208,000 on lot 208, and we built it for 60 less here.
We know how many lots are in?
I was gonna ask how many lots.
I think it was around 600.
There's a bunch of that.
Yes.
Total, right?
Totally.
And the majority of them are in plat 10 because, my memory serves me correctly. Joe tried to lock up the remaining capacity at the old
did.
treatment plant
He
and
did.
he planted all the
He did,
remaining
yeah.
lots.
That's exactly what he tried to do.
He did.
But we were already over capacity, and that was why he's had to start paying fees in the first place.
Did you find the other communities?
Been here.
Oh, no, yeah, no.
We've been through a lot of fights.
It was Byron, Winnebago, Poplar Grove.
I still think he's got a subdivision in Cherry Valley he's building it too.
Either way, I mean, it's what they were asking for. We can look at the internal stuff and see if we can do it better, faster. But we're not having Public Works do the grading. We're not having,
Right.
we're not gonna cut our rates. And
my opinion. In my opinion. I mean, you still gotta, I don't know how many lots are left out there. But you gotta understand, when you platted all. Whatever many, 250 of those lots and plat 10, you know, and stuff. He put all the infrastructure in there, so all the water, the sewer, and the streets are all in there. And the only way to get that money back is building houses and selling
If he
lots.
could sell a lot, somebody else could build it.
Sorry.
I think William and I were on the same page that day. It was kind of like, this is a joke. I mean, I understand it's not to them, it's their business and they're trying to make money. But
Yeah,
Use your own
I
money.
don't think, us subsidizing their water and sewer needs when we are already needing.
And I'm
our
all-
own water and sewer needs.
I'm all
You
for
know.
them selling 1,700 square foot houses for $300,000.
Volca 1990,
Yeah.
Volca 1997.
Come
on a park, please.
Sounds good.
From Winnebago County, 1997. Thoughts?
All right.
I'm running time.
Does anybody want to consider any of those requests?
No, not one.
All right.
Think of one.
Nathan.
That was hard to figure. Although now I just lost my agenda. I laid it with the country paperwork. I got it. All right, we're past all that. Parks.
All right, I make a motion for approval of ordinance number 25-20, amendment of ordinance regarding license for mobile food vehicles.
Don't all rush.
Oh, sorry, second.
Nathan makes a motion to approve ordinance number 25-20. Chris seconds. Discussion on the ordinance.
Probably you haven't had a chance to read it. This is just, as we discussed before, a chance to lower from 20% to 15%. It removes the restriction for limiting applicants to one special event license per calendar year. It's also on a first come, first serve, which was before. I think this just outlines that a little more clear. Location determined by the village president of Parks City and consultant of Parks, which is how we were doing it at the end of the last term too. So the biggest, is the 20 to 15%. We were trying to make it a little bit more, enticing for people to come. And again, this is just when we have a concession open in the park. So special events when our concessions.
When our concessions aren't open, we don't get any of that money.
They just have a special use permit or a permit fee if there is even one for that.
Any further discussion?
Nope.
It is money, unfortunately. Roll call.
Jen,
Yes.
William,
Abstain.
Nathan,
Yes.
Sean.
Yeah.
Patrick,
Yes.
Chris,
You bet. Or yes.
Gotcha. Motion passes 706.
I can live.
Got haters?
All right. Make another motion to approve a resolution number 25-47, authorizing a change order PCR 003 for bathroom pavilion structure FOB system, fob system with door hardware.
Second.
Nathan makes a motion to approve resolution number 25-47. Jen seconds. Discussion on the
I'll
fob.
get in there. It's this change order is $13,825.76.
Sorry, that again, 13,000.
$13,825.76.
And this is because it wasn't part of the.
We missed it. It was key before. This is to update it so it stays. The system stays the same for everywhere.
Except for the old bathrooms where they are keyed.
Yes.
That's very disappointing. I'd like to do it, or the old ones be keys, or fobs too, because that way nobody has to go there.
Well, we had talked about, myself and Brenda had talked about possibly putting that on the radar for something we do, in the future. Just because of the fact that, as in the same situation as this one, every other door of the village is
There you
locked
go.
now, with the waste.
It's something to look into anyway.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree.
What are you saying that we have different fob systems?
We don't have a fob system on the whole bathroom. They're a key.
And to prevent key loss, our meeting keys separate for every single door. The fob system is keeps things streamlined and, you know, everyone can have access or do what they need to with their boxes.
There's a lock system where I can.
Time it.
Yeah.
That's,
Just make it an actual lock, key lock on it.
yes.
Yeah, it still has that.
So we don't have to have an employee come out here and physically lock it at dusk or dawn. Yeah,
But yeah, okay, that's the new.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's future when we have more money.
Yes.
It's for the future when we have more money, because they're pretty expensive.
But I don't.
yeah, this is to do it while we're constructing it. I mean, I
Yeah.
imagine
Right.
after construction would be, I mean,
More and more expensive.
way more. Yeah.
And just to specify, this includes the fob system, electrical, and also the door hardware required to run the fob system, so it actually opens the door when it shoots the fob.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
William,
Same.
Nathan,
Yes.
John.
Yeah.
Patrick,
Yes.
That's the 709.
All right, make a motion for approval of resolution number 25-49, authorizing a change order, PCR 002, community park, community project concession stand exterior lighting.
Second.
In the amount of? That's all right, well, let's continue.
Come back after this, but this is in the amount of $3,000. Make sure I'm doing the right one, $3,376.36.
All right. Who seconded?
John.
Nathan makes a motion to approve resolution number 25-49 in the amount of $3,376.36. Jen seconds. Discussion.
Now, this is to replace the 3 older lights, so that way we are, once the concessions remodel is done and extension is done, that they all match and they're all up to date. Ones that are, do need to be probably updated in the near future. And it is easier and more cost effective to have them done now than to have someone come back later to do it when we're not in the middle of a project. Is our goal. The reason why we're putting this on right now.
And they're LED, right, not the big.
Yeah,
More cost effective. Any further discussion? Roll call on item D.
Patrick, Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
William, Nathan, John.
Passes 7-11.
all right. We're gonna go back to the one I skipped.
All right.
We'll make a motion for approval of resolution number 25-48, authorizing a change order of PCR 004 for a wireless bridge connection for Bob Hardware in the amount of $5,239.52 be done by Elm Electric.
Second.
Nathan makes a motion to approve resolution number 25-48 in the amount of $5,239.52 to Helm. Jen seconds. Discussion.
So Helm's doing the electrical and connecting into the system and making sure everything works through it. So
As far as I've been told,
you don't need Kenny or any company like that come out.
as far as I've been told, it's completely all.
And this wireless bridge is so that way everything speaks, yeah, is the father's not getting it up.
I don't deal at home, but home is doing that everywhere, so they're capable of doing it.
What now?
They're capable of doing it tonight.
Yeah, they're already doing.
So basically, this bridge will be 2 antennas on top of the central state buildings and 2 antennas on top of the new structure. And that'll talk to Linda's main computer here. Again, so we're able to tie and lock the doors. Yes. I guess with that question, maybe you asked a question this morning of a possibility with the village leading fiber out here. Well, in the near future possibly, if that would be an option.
We do have some.
We had fiber.
We have fiber.
We had fiber.
We have fiber in this building and those ones.
All
And
right,
we have some dark
Yes.
fiber too that goes up the way.
Yes, as far as the concessions, I meant for this item in general, yes.
That was-
bridge to the concessions.
But that's through LR, correct? We
No.
the fiber through.
It's through, they used to have fiber miles called strands.
Okay,
They're going on fiber, so it's still.
that we deal with, so this would all be fine to go through. I'm assuming it would be just, you're just hooking up the DNI up and wow, that's already there. So. Yeah, I don't think there would be any problem with the installation. My concern was just, yeah, my concern was that if that we tapped into the new fiber system, if there would be any needs or connection issues that we would have, and that was.
So it's just not one.
We already have a plan, right, so.
He just asked a question about how the hardwiring this way and you as well, so I talked with Joel. He said if there's a possibility it would work, there was a lot of what ifs. This would be the easiest, most streamlined way to get going on that.
It is expensive.
Yes.
Thanks.
Anything further for discussion? Roll call.
John? Oh, we just want to, okay, Patrick? Chris?
Yes.
Jen?
Yes.
William?
Staying.
Nathan?
Yes,
Just waiting on John.
John's the John. Yeah, we'll wait for John. Age.
It's my net.
We're waiting on you.
Yes.
I think it's off.
John, roll calling for, okay,
All right. That passes at 7:14. Still you.
so, yeah. All on me still. So there's I guess this would be. Do we need I guess approval, or it's not really approval number, so I guess this is more of a discussion topic. But we are in the process of putting together the OSLA grant for 2027, is that correct now?
From what I was told from Aaron, it would be fiscal year 2027.
2027. So this what we're looking to do is, the projects that got put on hold in the park currently, so we can finish up the outcome grant that we have now. These are the projects that we were hoping to have done in this time frame now that we're pushing back. So we're now going to reapply for some more outlet grant for these items that were finish up kind of the community park project that we have going on now.
You can't afford any more. Things are just like twice as much as what they give us.
Oh.
It's true.
Yes,
We got a lot of money. Oh.
We have done a lot of money in it. The reason why we're paying 1.2 million is twofold. One, because we hesitated on making a decision and the inflation really got us. And two, because there was a lot of things that were put on a proposal that we had no intention of doing. And somehow the OSLA grant required those things. So we, as a board, chose to continue forward with that option. So we didn't have any hiccups or any opportunity, or that we didn't have any negative effects on applying for future grants. With that, we'd like to go forward as if the world is great and fine and apply for these grants. These grants are going to help finish up parking lots that are out there. It's going to prevent us from, it will fix the basketball courts and potentially put some pickleball courts or some other things out there. Without doing this, or applying for this, we will not have in the budget. We will be closing most likely the basketball courts, and we will still continue to run without enough parking spots, and the parking lot that is deteriorating. It will be a challenge to come up with either out of pocket, or we will be pushed back many a year to get those things done.
What's it
Well,
cost?
we can't.
You said you wanted to go ahead like everything comes yours, not.
I know. Well, here's the thing. Obviously, we need to discuss this, but this application also needs to get in. My understanding really is.
How much is the cost of the application? Last time was it 26,000?
the engineers do it for us, so.
What?
The engineers apply for it for us, so.
Yeah, but it wasn't you. You didn't apply.
we didn't
apply.
apply.
It's not in here.
Fair, right, yeah, fair, but I thought it was 26,000. But I,
Move back to you.
I don't know, I had so many engineer bid.
well, I just said anybody.
I think we need to let the dust settle a little bit around here. Get through a fiscal year, maybe.
Well, we're running out of
That's right.
time, so even if we applied for it and got it, I don't know if we have the money to do it at this particular
What's the
time.
project?
I don't have the exact total in front of me.
It's not in there.
It's not in the. packet.
But before I wait the money.
It was a,
Ballpark, it was about 1.8.
it was,
So even with their 600,000, we're looking at 1.2.
So we'd be for another
Yes.
1.5.
Well,
It should be about 1.75.
Yeah, we don't have it.
Especially by that's a wolf.
And the reason for that, and I'll be blatantly honest, we had talked, I had talked with Nathan, I had talked with Rick about, what we need done in the park. $1 million of that project came from getting water and sewer and a set of bathrooms up north, where we wanted them in the original part of this project. That ate up just a little over $1 million of this total cost. So I had spoke with Nathan earlier, unfortunately, the cost estimate did not make it in the board packet. There is a possibility that we can still apply for the grant, doing the basketball courts. There is a pond aeration and fountain in there to promote the new growth of the pond. There is redoing basketball courts, south parking lot expansion, and I know I'm missing something else. I would have to look at the original paper. But I believe with those items taken, or with the north bathrooms, water and sewer taken off, we would be looking under $1 million for the project, and that's without the grant money included.
Yeah, but you also gotta realize that it's, that the Oslands, that the 50-50 match.
Yeah.
So even if you get it below the million, we're still not getting 600,000, we're down at 500.
Yes,
Right.
And the other possibility that's a very real possibility is taking the bathrooms out.
I don't mind applying for the grant, but I'd like to know how much it got to apply for the grant before I agree to, apply to the grant.
I agree.
Even though last time I voted no, because I didn't think we were gonna get.
So can you get that number, bring it back to us in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And figure out what the scaled back cost would actually be?
If you're wanting to get into this year's fiscal cycle and stuff, the applications are due September 30th, so it's coming up real quick, and stuff. Now, I was glad they do them annually, as long as they keep funding it, and stuff. And it's usually they put it out.
That's probably better for us if we wait till the following.
Well,
Then we'll know better.
All right, let's get past this park build and.
Well, no, my question is this, if, and maybe we've already asked this in past meetings, but if we apply for the grant, they're gonna tell us whether we got the grant or not. We get the grant, we don't like the numbers for the project, we turn the grant down. Do we go on this blacklist then, the next time we apply for the grant, or no? Do they hold grudges, or?
No, well, I think they.
Well, I'm not talking that.
They probably will
Look twice?
once, twice for a couple of years, and
Okay, so let's
I'm just curious how that works.
Yeah.
since we're on discussion, what's the go in the round table? Would you rather see us wait till another fiscal year or see what the numbers are now?
So we know what our finances are before we then ask for another grant.
now, we waited on this park project because we thought it was too much at $1.2 million to do the whole
Well,
park.
it just goes up.
And now here we are.
This
Doing
project
just
is
a
way
pinch of
more
it.
than it's way more than I expected to pay. But
Right.
at the beginning, I expected to pay 600,000 out,
Right,
and that was it.
and I'm supposed to take care of multiple phases of the project.
Well,
Well,
that, as I had,
the whole-
the only thing we were doing at the beginning was the pond, which I thought was part of that.
Well, we skip, well.
Besides buying, besides.
Still back to the.
Okay, let's-
Let me finish, besides buying. And then I subsequently learned that it was more money to do the rest of the projects, which are nice and they're great, and I don't have a problem with that. But we're burning through what our reserves are and we need to slow down. It wasn't on the total rate.
One thing by next year's cycle, and stuff, we will be through the park project, because we have to be by April 30th of next year. And then we'll see where we're at on how we get started on the building and stuff, but more than likely, by the time the next cycle comes out, the Gateway project will be completed, and you should know exactly where you. Yeah.
Financially, where we stand.
Don,
We.
Jen, I should say William, sorry, you're here.
We need to start also paying attention to the other properties we own and other parks and other facilities in the village. The 10-acre park or Scandic Park or whatever, it's in the community, that equipment is 30 years old. We don't have the money to be pursuing that scale.
Wait, at least another fiscal year?
Minimum, and then focus on other areas of the village too.
Jen,
I think we need to wait.
leaves you.
Man, I don't think I even need to weigh in. Here's the thing, nothing ever gets cheaper, we never
Well-
want money. It's something that some of the needs that we have and some of the things we've created with this beautiful park, if we don't start putting parking lot, parking spots in it, our park isn't gonna be beautiful for very long. If we don't start making some of these amendments and cleaning up some of the things that are deteriorating out there, it's not gonna look very beautiful. These will be things that we have to discuss at later dates when they are emergencies, but until then, I don't have any problem taking this until we
You also,
have some money.
you also have to take that same approach to everything else in the village.
Agreed.
If we neglect roads, sewer,
We
water.
have actually.
Correct, absolutely, because we focused on parks for many years, because we focused on streets for many years before that.
Right.
We have to maintain everything.
Is there a way to do everything at once? No, I don't think there is. We have to kind of unfortunately rob Peter to pay Paul and continue to do it this way. I mean, the water thing seems to be the most important thing that we should have on our agenda right now, to fixing our water. system.
You're Peter right now.
So, I totally agree. I'm bringing it in front of you guys, have this discussion, and let you know that way. When I'm telling you, we have emergency expenditures out here in the park, you'll remember this hopefully.
That filter will be our next big expenditure.
Entertain what an emergency expenditure is in the park.
We need in the parking lot.
Now that.
All right.
happens. Some of the other things that will have to be torn up are to somehow prevent from children playing on for safety reasons will be emergencies. So, I mean, if we don't work it into the plan, and I agree, there are other sections of the park. 10-acre park needs the new playground 100%. It'd be nice to figure out new parking over there before we figure it out the year, but that's what the need is at the moment, so. Just presented it.
Yeah, no, I appreciated the input. That sticker shocked me as well when it came back. I was not hoping for that high of a price of the product, so.
When we bought that extra land, my goal was to have a parking lot there so we could use both sides of the park, and that still is the goal.
Yep.
It's just gonna be down the park.
It's gonna be a long time.
And pricey.
I'm gonna have.
We'll just fill it with gravel, park in the gravel.
To a landfill donation.
We're about to have a major influx in our sewer connection fee.
And at our tax rate. And at our tax rate, we can afford anything.
Something to give the water.
All right, before we move on, hold on. Mark may have an addition to this,
You do?
the LLC.
Well, on this motion, it says Hot Rod Auto Detailing, they're actually, their full title with an LLC after the word detailing. If we could just include that in the motion, so there's no mistakes that they're not a not-for-profit, they are for-profit business.
I was gonna say, they haven't done it, we haven't gotten to that yet.
Next,
Yeah, it is now.
just so we're
Sorry.
not correctly.
So, are we all good? Okay.
I believe you just want that included in the motion.
Okay, but I don't really, we're not.
No, you're just.
So this is just a discussion, there's no approval, anything at the moment, there.
Just lost.
Hot Rods Auto Detailing for car show crews, Hot Rods Auto Detailing LLC, sorry.
I thought you were making a motion.
There's no motion, really, this is just for discussion, they're coming in, they would like to do and make this an annual thing to come in and do a cruise night in the park. One of the things that they came up to us, or I'll let Roni kind of explain most of this, but they're just looking to use the space in the park, do kind of a last minute thing, and seeing what, if anything, that if there's anything the village can help with.
Have they filled out an application for park use?
That would also do.
So technically, it's been started, it's sitting on my desk. I just want to make it very clear that, the reason that I didn't put a monetary amount on here for what the donation would be, is because it does not have to be a monetary donation. We could do the same thing that we agreed to do with the Cardinal Hope kickball tournament. We could waive the $50 special use permit fee for them, and they could host us, what is looking to be a very nice car show out here, that the community has already been a bit into. So, and Eric, Hop of Hop Rods Auto Detailing, is fully aware that the decision that comes out of tonight's board meeting could either be $0, he pays the fees, and they're on the hook for everything, or the village decides, you guys decide, who would like to waive fees, make a donation of sorts, whatever you guys decide. This is not me bringing anything to you guys, trying to jam it down your throats, make you approve something. So just want that to be made very clear.
On the subject of jamming it down our throats, being that we're just discussing this tonight, is there any reason why the literature is on your personal Facebook page? It's on EJ Grants, it's on Hop's site, and unfortunately, in violation of our own social media policy, it was put on our on our Facebook page when you're read the policy here, that don't link for
John, I actually did quickly read through it yesterday. Unfortunately, with other things going on out in the park, I don't have time to sit down and read an eight-page document, so I quickly scanned through it. And I see the only hang up that I saw is that my title is technically not supervisor. So me bringing a post to Erica is technically in the literature. It's not approved by the supervisor, but it does say in there that both Erica and Lisa are responsible for the social media sites.
Well, since you didn't have time, village social media sites will only share community events that are going down to seed, not commercial events. Commercial events are defined by our ordinance as that primarily promote or solicit the sale, rental, distribution, or availability of goods, services, food, entertainment, events, programs, transactions, donations, products, or property, real or personal, for commercial purposes, or more generally promotes an entity, Hop Rods, that engages in such activity. That being up there with the name of his business, you take the name of his business up there, but the thing of it is, you already put something on there that says proudly presented by the Village of Davis Junction and Hop Rods. I don't care what you do with your personal site, but you should read the social media. You should read the social media thing as well. The recommendation not to share your employer on your social media as well. That does not belong on the village website.
It's recommended not to.
Facebook page before we even talk about it. That's the cart before the horse. We didn't even talk about this. We're already advertising.
Just for your clarity, actually, myself, and Rick had talked with Eric about the possibility of doing something like this at the 150th event.
Again, not approved by this board. Worded that it is.
Have we ever approved a permittee to be available in the park? And do we approve every softball tournament, softball game?
So we're not posting it on our Facebook page that it's an event.
But we did for the, we did mention the Cardinal Hope 5K run in a public meeting, which could also be technically seen as advertising. Saying that they're going to be out here. They posted that it was going to be held at the Village of Davis Junction. So I'm not 100% sure what you're trying to do here. Are you wanting to cancel the event? Or are you wanting us to take it down from our social media page?
It shouldn't be on our social media page, making it look like that we've already approved it. And I suppose we're the same ones that created the ad as well. So
no, we're not. Erica did not spend her time on that, nor did the village pay for that flyer to be made.
And just that would be the other reason it doesn't belong on our Facebook.
We want clarity, does our website policy say that we don't promote any event?
That's our website. Social media is.
That's what I'm saying.
But that
is it on our website? Our policy is that we don't promote any events. I don't recall.
I gotta remember what it is.
I'm not on social media enough to know. I don't recall what it is.
You remember what it is, William?
Sure.
You remember what it is, our website policy for putting stuff on the website?
on our website, we do not promote any private business to my memory because it opens us up to exposure to restricting one against another. When it comes to social media, if it is something that we are promoting or in our park, we can share it.
The joke's not posted.
It's been a long time since I've gone through that now, so.
It's not on the Davis
Oh.
website.
No, it is not.
I'm
It's just on our Facebook.
good with the event. If I need to change a night, I can come.
Well, and I would much rather have it.
Sure. What would probably take care of a lot of this is, one, until permit is done, we shouldn't be posting anything we shouldn't be posting anything.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
So until we have a signed and approved, request, we do not share any information. Two, they used our letterhead on here. It's probably something that needs approval from Rick or someone else to do. I don't know what our policies are on what we do allow others to use our logo for, but there is some use of the logo that's on here. Past that, I really don't see any problem with it.
Just on Facebook.
Is that Facebook thing? All right, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it says proudly presented by the Village of Davis Junction and Hop Rod.
And again, we haven't made that decision yet.
Yeah, I can't, but when we share that information, then it is
So-
under our control. So that part of it probably should have been blocked out or removed or had them redo that so that way we could share that again, once the policy and thing is signed. Once the policy or, not policy, but once our approval is signed, I think sharing anything that goes on in the park seems to be in our best interest. The more people we can get anybody to come to do anything in our park, only benefits our community.
I agree.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem making fee, but I'm not willing to make a donation to.
That's why I put it on there as a.
You agree with that as well?
Yeah, no. And probably presents the amount of things.
Patrick, we know where John's at.
Oh, let's be. Summarize it. That should have came after we
Agreed.
made our decision. That was my whole point.
And I think in the future, I think this will be the way we do things for the future, at least. But I have the people in this room doing the things we do.
So
So,
Chris is okay with the waiving the fee? You okay with waiving the fee?
Yeah. What do you want?
$50 special.
William?
Are you gonna abstain?
Go.
Disregard. Jen?
nice vote here.
We do have it on here for possible approval, so if we decide it can be done.
Well, approve the $50 well within spending.
It is. You've got a majority saying waive the fee.
Station that was starting up about the way this was handled and, we just want to be transparent that we're not trying to do anything against.
Yeah, the watchdog.
Against Warren or against the rules. Yeah.
So you got general consensus to waive the fee, so.
One thing that we've been trying to do is, bring community involvement back to our parks. Cause we've kind of lost involvement in our parks the last few years, and we did.
$1 million should get more involvement.
We did try to find somebody to show for the 150th, and we couldn't find anybody to do it, so. And Hops was here as a vendor for the 150th, and they were very eager to jump on board and be involved in the community. So I think this is something that we need to kickstart the stuff. I am on board. I think we need to do stuff like this to, show off our park and stuff like that.
Not only our park, but hopefully this brings people to the local establishments and they'll eat at our restaurants and they'll buy gas at our gas stations.
And they will see what else we have here. Those who drive down 72 and they don't even know what's over here. Then they will see what we have and
Just start buying some of those houses and paying the water connection fee.
more on.
You see, we gotta bring this all around.
Yeah.
All right, you good with that? Okay.
That pretty much sums up my long-winded section today. Thank you for going like that talk.
All right. Weeds and ditches.
Well, the few things that I have tonight, was kind of gonna be asking for some money, but I'm gonna share.
That's what you should be.
Yeah, after.
Now,
So, okay, try to get through this quick. Junction Road North, we had an engineer's estimate a while back, earlier in the year for the shoulder stone. That the edge of that road, has taken, I don't know why, but it's taken quite a beating this year. I think a lot of it was planting season, ag equipment's getting bigger. We did have the detour. I don't know if that really played in, but our shoulder stone in areas is literally falling away from the pavement. Not all of it is bad. Some of it is bad. It just kind of needs to be gone through. Will Hoffman did supply us an engineer. I still call them engineered estimates. I know it's probable cost or whatever. Oh, never mind. Well, I mean, so that's kind of what their estimate was the 58,000. Now that, which I didn't realize at first, that is literally Junction Road all the way south. So that is everything.
well, south all the way to the north end, right?
No, it goes all the way down to Oval Crossing, our limit there.
Right, but.
All of Junction Road.
All of
Oh,
Junction-
that's what I was trying to say. Within the village limits of Davis Junction is all of Junction Road.
Yes, we were not gonna do, yeah, yes. So basically, this is just asking if you guys want to, now I know it's towards the end of the season. I was talking with Matt and talking with Dale, because this would be applied as an MFT project. I spoke with Brenda, she's good to go with it. So Dale was somewhat confident and Aaron that they could probably push this through because it's not a time where everybody's applying for MFT projects. Matt, please correct me if I'm wrong in what you're saying. So there's a possibility we could get this pushed through IDOT fairly quickly. And basically we could do shoulder stone up until the weather turns.
And the truth is, I don't like to do projects late in the
No.
year because you tend not to get a good price with them, but in this case, we think that we might be able to get a decent price. That's the first thing. And if we don't, then we will try to push it off, but I don't want to let it sit because, we put a lot of money into repaving for Junction Road. And if the sides start cracking apart and whatever, then we've kind of wasted our money. So if it costs us $50,000 to put stone on both sides so that we don't have that issue, that to me is not a huge deal, especially when we're going to be paying for it with MFP funds. So it's not really gonna come out of the village's budget per se, that you can only use MFP funds for maintenance. It's not like you can use it for anything else. So it's, it will limit our use from MFP going forward in future years, but.
That's no matter what we do.
Right. No matter whether you do it this year or next year, we'll make a difference, but we should actually try to put it out for bid this year. And I guess that's where we're going with it, to put it out for bid to see if we can get a reasonable price. on it.
I was making sure Brenda's head's not exploding down there.
No, Brenda and I had this discussion
Okay.
many times. And if we don't like the numbers, we don't like the numbers.
We'll take a chance, but
So
we want to see what we
Can
can
we
do.
realistically get it out and through the state, get approval and still get it bid and done?
We gotta be prudent about it. I mean, it won't take long to put together the bidding documents, cause it's an MFT project, it's a maintenance project and stuff. So they'll probably send it right over to IDOT and like Brett said, right now, most everybody's MFT projects are more winding down and not bidding, so they can probably pick it up and take a look at it fairly quickly, and stuff like that.
Somebody might be able to pick up an extra project in the end of the year.
What are the chances that this doesn't get, you go through the MFT process in the state and it doesn't get done to collapse? Wouldn't we be better off just trying to bid it quickly? And save the MFT for something next year?
I don't think it's gonna be an issue with it. Probably not.
I would be working 5 days away from September.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, put it down then. I mean, they're paving until Thanksgiving. I mean, we should be able to get the shoulder stone in before winter, right?
I mean,
Based on contractors' availability.
Well, and we might get a crappy price where we don't wanna do it, whether we bid it through MFT or not.
yeah,
So-
we don't have to, we don't get a good
Just roll
price,
the
if it
dice.
doesn't happen, then it just doesn't happen.
Right.
I did ask a question to, I believe it was Dale. I asked what happens, because I did, obviously, if we send it out, we don't like the numbers. what kind of cost are we looking at? You know, this winter or spring when we do it again, and basically it's, some of the legwork has already been done. There will be obviously a small fee to resubmit some paperwork, but majority of it's already been done. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
The work is all done, it's maybe, I got approval.
Just do it, okay, okay. Okay. Like I said, it was not in the condition it is now, right after winter. So what has happened in between, whether that is the ag equipment, I don't know, because I looked at it basically when winter was ending. And it was not, the shoulders weren't falling off in some places as bad as they are. Now, like I said, not the entire thing is in that condition. It's not in the world, but.
You're gonna do it all.
Well, yeah, we're gonna run the whole thing, but,
Anybody have an issue with it going for bid?
Oh,
All right, let's do that. I did want to throw one thing out there for street beside that is, I saw the pictures that Bernie took of Edson Road. Oh, no, I have to because
yeah, you would.
just because we've done Edson Road at least 3 times, 3 or 4 times in the last 6 years. Since I've been on the board, 2 A2s and at least 1 A1 covered, and they tore that up like that. So that's
This is 3 months.
Yeah, that's something we have to, we're gonna need to look at
1 month?
It's about 1 month.
with the landfill, because they can't be doing that to our road. I'm not gonna do an A2 cover on Edson Road every year because,
Mark, can you contact Rockers if they want them?
well, we tried that already. But feel free to go again. But I think we should actually contact the
Well,
landfill. and-
I've been trying to for the last 2 weeks, so.
Right. Whether if they wanna pave, just from their thing down to the road, or we need to take some other action, like put a weight limit on it, or close the road at some point if it gets that bad. But I don't wanna keep fixing something that they're
All
gonna
they
tear
have
up.
there is their roll-offs.
Right, so they're picking up those heavy roll-offs on the double axle trucks and then coming out there and they're just dragging the axles across the.
Pay for the paving of it, and we can put a weight limit on it so that they can't tear it up. I'm just asking.
Well, we
And
looked
not
at
like,
for that they have a road system that comes to that they could potentially take another
Okay.
route.
Kirby asked me to go look at it the other day again. So from their driveway to the west, it looks like it's all destroyed. It's actually carryover from where when they turn out, they turn in both lanes. And it's people carrying the tar farther back. I did go drive through their facility. I went all the way back to the back corner to see if that road does connect. It does not. It looked like they had a road that would come through the berm and they may be able to do that internally and actually.
we should talk to them and give them an option, either
But-
if you should pave the road or help us pay for the A2 coverings in the future.
Be
But
careful.
not certainly
Right.
gonna say that.
Yes.
30 years.
That's what I'm assuming.
Even if they just did a concrete section like 200 feet long.
Yeah,
where-
yeah. Just saying, they need to do something. Try to close the road or put out a weight limit or whatever, because we're not gonna fix it every year. For what it costs us. 38.
36.
So you can't, well, you also can't pay $40,000 every year to cover a small stretch of road because one company's using or abusing it.
Well, I don't know if we ever got the answer. I believe it was the last meeting or meeting before, whatever. I asked the question of, can you post a road weight limit wise?
Everything in here.
And restrict them from getting to their business. I don't think we got the answer.
That I'll have to look up. That, I will.
Well, you guys already did, but then it was said they had.
Oh.
I mean, that's their rights.
think Dan left with it and I haven't heard back from him.
I would think.
Because that's the question.
That's their right.
Well, the question is, where else can they put it? So it's the collection side.
It's not really that far from 251 to their
Actually, they have the properties south of the high tension power lines where they tore down homes on 251. They have another place with moving stuff.
But what they will keep telling you is it's two different, you know this conversation, it's two different sides of the company. One's collection, one's landfill.
To me, they can fix their road. I don't care. You take the choice.
But I've been trying to contact them on and off for.
But again, what's their legal obligations on where those?
Well, I mean, if they could do us, it'd be cheaper for them just to fix the road, we pulled it up on the map, and there is a road internally in their landfill, they could just extend right into that. And come out on 251 where they're not gonna hurt the road.
Or they could just pay to the X amount of.
It's really not far, so.
And then we're good.
Right.
Do it from the railroad track over to like, 100 feet past wherever that.
Love to see them keep it in control.
Anyways.
Anyway,
All right, that's it for street.
all right.
While we're talking about streets, I have a question. Yeah, that's something to Brett and I don't know, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Yeah, there's a camera that's posted on the back of on Junction Road right before you get to Big Mount. It's on the railroad sign. And it is what appears to be a camera or a counter or something that's there. There is a kind of a QR code on the top of it. I took a picture of it, really didn't come up with any information that I needed. But it's there. There's no sign that says what it is. There's no information. I don't know if just somebody decided to put a trail cam.
No, they had one on the North Junction on our flashing sign earlier this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine that some part of the government system is putting it up or doing something with it. I just didn't know if anyone on the board had any information on why or what it's there.
I'd imagine we
I was reached out by someone and they asked what it was for, and I had no idea.
I've received no calls, but I can imagine it's probably the railroad counting how many vehicles are crossing there.
Crossing that road that they're constantly fixing.
Yeah.
They don't do it right, yeah.
That would be my guess.
And probably monitored. It is on the sign for the railroad. It is pointing toward that intersection of the tracks area. But again,
Look at the bird as you go by.
We can ask the fire.
faces all of them.
We can ask the fire safety guy, maybe there's a number of crossings that once it hits a certain number, they have to upgrade their crossing.
And that's very well what it is. I would just, before I get any more community calls, I just was trying to reach out to anyone else for them. May or may not know what that is. I don't need anyone doing any research. I don't think they're building anything that's not supposed to.
And that might not be related to the.
So we go
out there.
Did you at least do like a little jig in front of it or something?
I got they saw everything they needed to do with my face when I was taking pictures, so.
Nasal hair. All right. We leave streets now?
Yeah.
All right, Patrick, wastewater.
No, we're pretty quiet there.
John?
Brett?
Okay, so we did, a company come down, they did the vibration analysis, at well one, basically on the motor. It appears like everything is still within spec of the motor, but that motor does need to be pulled. We've got upper and lower bearing noises. Doesn't surprise me. It's been on there a while. So we're gonna start with that. I've got well, technically two quotes, but they're not like one is for basically replacing the motor. We'll keep our motor, we'll take it up, have it rebuilt, have a spare ready to go if we ever need it. The other one is to pull that motor, put a temp motor on there to keep us in service for the couple of weeks that it would be gone while it's being rebuilt. But I'm waiting on a second set of quotes, so I don't really have anything dollar wise for you yet. I can tell you, but I can't tell you that, never mind. Almost fell for that one. So I'm waiting on another set of quotes, at least one set of quotes. And then I'll update you from there, but yes, we will be pulling the motor, either replacing or rebuilding, don't really know yet. And then probably looking, I think I've mentioned it before, talking with Matt, whether we possibly postpone the filter project one more season, and actually, well, one is definitely due to be pulled and rebuilt like we did at well two. So we may, if Matt's comfortable and everyone is comfortable, we may scratch the filter. We can and pull them out. So well, either way.
I know, well, that's scary.
Because I got a vibration now, so it's yeah.
At the bottom of that 700-foot well, there is a pump motor laying down there.
Yes.
When it broke off and fell.
So just an update on that, and I'll bring prices.
They tried to hook it and bring it up. It didn't work.
Yes.
Is that it, Brent?
Yeah, I think that wraps it up.
All right. Under unfinished business, the item labeled as B has been completed.
Which one?
John.
It was off last.
So I have,
Just says.
We have two Bs, actually. The first B. We're having a bad week.
and also, I really need to get into these two, where's the income?
Alright, you want me to call
If you want,
it? If it's, I mean, if you're not available during the day, it's fine. Okay, so
try.
send me the information and I'll have for update to the new clerk.
Yeah.
No, I figured as much. Okay.
I believe it's Bob, we mail something to his known address of what he needs to sign, what we need from him.
I don't have the information.
In the resolution that had been in the resolution.
Okay, I'll look at that.
Remember you had asked if you didn't have it, it's Mark, or Mark. And then all the information that Bob.
Okay. I'll look,
Would
I'll-
that be?
I'll look.
Since you coming in through sign.
Yeah, I mean, the only way that he signs it is, works, so I mean, do we have an email? I mean,
We haven't.
digital, yeah, I'd have to look back, but typically, there's just boilerplate language in there, we say it can be signed counterpart. Facsimile is good enough, it counts the new email, so we could probably even play this.
Pre-postage, slip it in there.
Okay. Should it be certified or?
No,
No.
because I'll have to sign for it,
Okay.
that'll disaster.
One more level of crap.
Yeah.
All right,
So that should solve that problem.
before we go to public. Some of you know that we put up no trespassing signs at the old wastewater treatment plant. Because we had quads and dirt bikes and everything running around out there. I had residents calling me about them, so we put up no trespassing signs because who wants to drive around the old sewage plant? Well, that's some fun names called to me. One is an authoritarian, I like that one. I just answered you. But the no trespassing signs were just a temporary thing until we could figure out legally what we can put up, to prohibit those vehicles from being out there. One of the sheriff's deputies had told Brett that we have to have that land posted or they cannot do anything. I verified that with the sheriff. The sheriff says that if there is not a posting, it'll get thrown out in court.
Right.
Court will throw it right out. So we have to have something posted out there. So we've been looking for something that will allow the folks that like to go out there and play soccer, the folks that go out there and fly kites, just to not damage the grass, to still be able to use that area without allowing the quads and dirt bikes and everything that should be other places. To the point that I had the news call me and come interview me for the news. That was fun. Don't ever want to do that again.
What channel were you on?
17.
I believe it's in the rant somewhere, there's a. Copy.
It's on DJ Rants.
Yeah, if you want to check that out.
So,
And I'll comment.
Brett has found a sign. It's red sign, small, the $24 a piece. It cost us $96 plus time to put them up. Unauthorized motor vehicles prohibited on this property. I'm going to verify that will work with the sheriff. That will still allow the people that want to walk their dogs and fly kites and play soccer to be out there on that grassland. But it'll hopefully keep them, allow the sheriff to do what they need to do.
We don't authorize because we are authorized and we go out there, so
Yeah, so that would be the next thing. The people that like to see the world burn
But
would be like, there's a mower out. Well, they've already done that. The mower left tracks when they were mowing in the water, so. It's the old wastewater treatment plant.
And your bar goes beyond that, in my opinion.
Yes.
It's the liability of our workers when they're mowing and the back injuries and claims and damage to our.
Well, and then the repair cost if they do damage. So- Again, if we can do this simply, but again, it's,
For the unity.
but the thing that came up was the easiest thing to put up with no trespassing, because those are legal until we can find something that's legal. I will push this past the sheriff to see what he thinks, and illegal if they think that's functional. And then we can change the signs over to something that's a little more freer.
No, they're riding on food.
Well, I mean, I kept referring to it as sewage plant, but on the news, they did call it the old wastewater treatment plant. I mean, I kind of like sewage plant to let people know what was really there. I mean, fall down, it's not mud. No. It was remediated, but, when I had the sheriff on the phone, another one that came up was Junction Road and the raceway that's become since we paved it. Asked if there's anything you can do. The majority of what they see out there is people traveling in the middle of the road. And again, they can't do anything if there's no line markings on the road because it'll get thrown out in court because they'll ask you, well, how did you know they were across center line? Is there a center line? No. So way down the road, we'll have to look at possibly doing that. But while I had him on the phone, I know they recently had a deal with Hillcrest that Hillcrest has not acted upon. Something we've talked about for years is buybacks. I called Brenda and talked to her about it. Just told her this wouldn't be for a few years, but looking at what it would cost us to have contract for 20 hours, 40 hours, whatever the case may be.
Just for speed enforcement, essentially.
It'd be speed enforcement. They could actually enforce our ordinance, deliver the stuff for us.
They can already enforce speed and stop signs.
Yes. But having them here would be we don't have that now. So it's something to look into. We're gonna discuss it further. And again, it would not be for some time because we've got.
All they wouldn't be doing, we would be paying them a contract rate to sit in the village while still their obligated coffers of the county writing the tickets, because they're not gonna enforce our.
Well, they will. He said they can enforce our ordinances, or they can deliver the fines and stuff like that.
Can or the.
Well, they'll write it off whenever the county gets money for it, because they have the money.
Well,
back.
again, something for discussion down the road.
You can do it by the state statute.
We're chatting tonight, so I guess we're gonna have to.
Wasn't the problem.
I don't even know what it is, so.
Sheriff's Department, that, whoever was in charge up there wanted me going back to the general fund, and that's how how one of those whole buyback things fell apart.
I don't know how it fell apart.
The prior sheriff wanted the tow fund,
Or whatever.
which then the new sheriff, when the initial conversation started, yes, the county wanted the revenue to go to the general fund. The sheriff's like, well, I don't actually get that.
Well, I don't care who gets the money of the tickets. I just care that they actually enforce some rules and people don't do stupid crap all the time.
I mean, as soon as they're gone, aren't we gonna go right back to?
Sure,
I mean,
Yeah, but if
So
you
what
think
we're-
you might get caught, you might be a little slower or a little less.
well, if they're under the age of 18, they lose their license, so.
Dude, stop signs don't exist in our village.
More so, if they're the culprit, I'm not saying they are, because adults be too, it's just.
Could put a speed bump, Jeff.
So that's just for transparency that I'm talking to them to find out what it was wrong. And I didn't want Brenda's head to explode, so I played it through with me for years. Public, you're it.
There are 473 dead bugs in the ceiling lights.
Yep.
Supposing we don't have a ladder to.
Can you count again?
We gotta.
I had plenty of time tonight, so.
All right.
One thing real quick, WJ Iron Mountain dinner, Friday, we're going back to Harry Carey's this year, so. If you and your spouse, guest, would like to attend, just get a hold of Krista. All right, Krista.
I'm sure we'll be saying Thursday night on TV.
Is there a permit pull for 14,034 Route 72? The strip mall behind the BP?
For mugs,
And did we expand our liquor level?
we haven't yet. We haven't created one yet.
They put in an application, but they haven't, I'm still.
Well, in a dumpster out front, they're doing work, obviously.
Oh, they've been remodeling that for quite a while.
Well, the sign up now, it just came up like that week.
It's the same people that own, Cave and Hunt Club and Pendergrass.
Yeah, Pendergrass, like 50 boots.
They have partners in this one that are working on it. Yeah, they've been going through B&F. B&F's been working with them on everything. So yes,
Is that you being public?
all right, if nothing else.
Motion.
It's a fight over a second. John makes a motion to adjourn, Patrick seconds. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign. We're adjourned at 8:03.